You see me dressed like this, Miss Charlie, and never a day. Anyway, before I start, man, this whole Ken Ofori issue, they bore me rough. They bore me stiff, but I won't start with that, you know. Let's start with the sports, because show some love for the Black Stars, man. You know, I think the Black Stars perform amazingly well. Well, someone with me, I'm not a sports enthusiast. Me, the only thing every now and then I go and watch the World Cup when Black Stars are playing. So me, I'm not a pundit. But for once today, I want to give you a neophyte analysis. No, seriously, I want to give you a neophyte analysis of what I saw of the game. But the first thing I want to say, and this message should go to the England team. The first thing I want to say is a quotation from my own self. Listen to it. It says, "For what shall it profit a football team if they can gain 90% possession and not score one goal?" If they can gain 90% possession and not score one goal. And you say, she's I brought the no for more, or ball the no go. You know, when it started, you know, the English team, I mean, their passes were so accurate. They were so fast. I say, Charlie, this one day is going to be home for Black Stars. So, in my neophyte mind, no. I was even watching the way they were moving and passing, and I'm like, whew. But let me tell you 3 things. I'm a neophyte, me mini sports. But let me just mention 3 things that I saw of the Black Stars team, and then the show will start today. Folks, the first thing I noticed about the Black Stars was what I call the defensive discipline. Damn! It was as if the Black Stars decided, say, Charlie, these English players or England players, they are so fast, they are so tactical, they are so spot on in their passes. If you go down into the gutter with them there, they will disgrace us. So tactically, the Black Stars mounted a marvelous defense. As much as the English was playing, they couldn't penetrate. Man, and like I said, ball they no goal. 90% possession, no goal. The second thing I noticed was what I call the tactical awareness. Charlie, did you see the midfield? I mean, how sharp they were. That they were just blocking the spaces and the chances for the English. So I call that tactical awareness. Don't allow any space for the English people to break through. And pardon me, I'm a neophyte too. I'm talking about the common man's watching the ball and also commenting some. And the last thing, folks, was the mental fortitude of the Black Stars, man. It is as if in their mind, they were there to play and win. Charlie, the concentration, the focus was fantastic. And that is one of the things that really impressed me, was the mental fortitude. That's what I'll call it. The mental fortitude to just hang in there, make sure that the English cannot penetrate. And my goodness, what amazing tactical defense. You know, on this point, let me say something here. I think that so far, this tournament, you can actually say that Benjamin Asare is the most valuable player, man. Show some love for him, man. My goodness. And from what I hear, in the whole team, he's the only local player. Played for House of Folks, I think. Only local player. So me, I want to just give up whoever said that this man is fit to represent us at the World Cup, and whoever made a decision, whoever discovered and put their chances, their bet on him, no, show some love to whoever discovered him, man. Boy, let me say this before I go on, man. I want to tell Benjamin Asare that when they come back to Ghana, whatever happens, whenever he decides, I'm offering him a whole weekend stay at Cactus Creek with his wife, Omra Chile, eat, drink. I'm offering him that 3 days at Cactus Creek over the weekend to Benjamin Asare for the amazing work. And it still goes on. Come Saturday, we're going to face Croatia, and we'll see what happens when we do. But trust me, The Black Stars giving me so much confidence that this whole feeling that the Black Stars and the country are rising, coming again, and on Saturday we shall show the whole world that Ghana, Charlie, you don't joke with us. One more time for the Black Stars, man. And let me say this, folks, before we get into the politics today, I was talking about how the whole Ken Ofori thing was boring me. We'll get to that. But just before then, let me make one Ghanaians a very mighty promise. So, folks, I want to make a promise to Ghana. And I'm making this online. You know why? Because online never forgets. I'm making a promise to Ghana that Ghana is going to win this World Cup. And in case, folks, in case Ghana doesn't win this World Cup, let me tell you what I'll do. You'll be shocked. I'm putting this online. In case we don't win, I'm going to strip naked, totally, head to toe. I'm going to strip naked, and then do you know what I'll do? I was telling some of my friends, and one of them said, then you go and stand at Accra Circle and show your whole self. And then somebody said, then you go to Accra Mall and show yourself. I said, no. I'll strip naked, and do you know what I'll do? I'll go and take a shower in my bathroom. I promise you that. Anyway, let's come back and then let's talk about some of the things that I say really annoys me. And folks, I was talking about this whole saga with Ken Ofori. A very, very important issue has now fizzled into a joke. And there's a red alert. He's a fugitive. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. We are talked. The man has now earned himself a permanent residency in the US. Do you even remember at one point, I think it was the AG, was so sure that he was going to come to Ghana?
Yes, he will be. He will be. Look, I mean, the possibility is very high. The possibility is very high. And he could either self-deport or face, deportation by the immigration judge on January 20th. Yes.
But so far, Ken, no show. So the whole issue in Ghana, Ken, to come or not to come, to face trial or not to face trial. I have reached the stage when I find it totally boring. Folks, do you understand something? Number one, this is the first time in the history of Ghana, possibly Africa, or maybe the world, that a whole finance minister has taken refuge in another country and is glaringly saying, Charlie, I'm not coming. And then there's Coca from Ghana. Do you remember all that tiff that went between the Attorney General's office and the OSP's office? Who is doing what and when, what is going to happen?
We are the only authority, that's the Attorney General office, we are the only authority that can make extradition. But we need a docket from, an investigative docket from the OSP to be able to make these extradition requests. As of today, we still do not have a docket from the OSP. We have made several requests to the OSP, written letters, written demands to the OSP, asking that now that you've announced to the world that you are ready to have this person extradited, and there have been communication to that effect that even we've seen communication to the effect that the docket is ready and it's only the Attorney General that can make the. So we have been asking for the docket for a couple of, I think about 2 months now. We still do not have the dockets from the OSP.
It is painstaking work. And so if you're going to insist on a docket, you would have to wait for us to go through that painstaking work. And you know the OSP is independent of any other institution when it comes to investigation and prosecution.
All that time, Foko. But let me tell you what really hurts me. Is that, folks, believe it or not, Ghanaians, through the help of the media, are all starting to believe that the only problem we have when it comes to the corruption and when it comes to the looting is Ken Ofori. That's how we are starting to think. Oh, yes, there's a lot of issues there. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to looting, when it comes to misappropriation, when it comes to stealing, there's a lot there. But I am saying that it has conveniently been placed at the center where all the focus has been directed there. And in the meantime, what is happening? Has corruption stopped? Folks, just review the latest, the audit reports that have come out. And look at the amount of stealing, embezzlement that the audit report is continuously reporting that happened.
These recycled claims originated from the following MDAs. Ministry of Roads and Highways, 3.6 billion Ghana cedis. Ministry of Health, 384.8 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Energy, 216.7 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Food and Agriculture, 57 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Defense, 40.9 million Ghana cedis. Independent Power Producers, 36.4 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Finance, 26.4 million Ghana cedis. And Ministry of Interior, 3.1 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, but for our vigilance, the Ghanaian taxpayer would have lost a colossal 4.4 billion Ghana cedis in these recycled claims. Mr. Speaker, auditors identified duplicated and overstated claims by MDAs totaling 1.4 billion Ghana cedis. These MDAs include the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, an amount of 408.3 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Energy, 386.7 million Ghana cedis. The National Service Scheme, 334.5 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Roads and Highways, 125.65 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Health, 114.2 million Ghana cedis. And the NCCE, 8.8 million Ghana cedis.
Do we care about it? Oh no. Why? In the meantime, in between time, there's massive corruption going on. So today, let me ask Attorney General and Minister of Justice, are you aware of what is going on? Look, folks, let's not reduce the whole thing. So we are trying this, we are trying, we here, try, we. So that's it too. When we are talking about resetting, it goes deeper. When we're talking about resetting, the proper resetting goes deeper. It goes into investigations and it goes into the solid trials that we see happening. But unfortunately, for some reason, and that's my problem, that's what they annoy me more past anything. Because apart from Ken Ofori, Ghana, there's no problem. Let's assume he comes today, so that's it. We don't have any corruption cases to deal with because Ken has now come and he's the mother serpent of all corruption. So he's here, we are finished. Let's not act like that. There's so much rot that we can be dealing with that we have somehow set aside because all the focus is on, oh, let's bring Ken, let's bring Ken. I'm not saying he shouldn't come. I'm not saying he should stay. All I'm saying is that you make it there. In the meantime, the rot in the system is piling. The rot in the system is piling. We're all like waiting to see what happens on July 3rd. We're all waiting. And people are sort of assuming that at this rate, it looks like maybe Wontumi will be sent to jail or whatever.
Close it today. And the court has said
3rd July.
3rd July for judgment.
Effectively, what does it mean to the people who are looking forward to looking for this case? They make the point that the cases are delaying. Effectively, what does it mean?
Well, the courts do their work based on the rules of court. So whatever we consider those of us outside the court, whatever we consider as delay, sometimes as a result of the rules of court, even though indeed there are other things that can cause the delay. But what is more important is that on the 3rd, the court will make a pronouncement whether or not the accused persons or any of the accused persons, is guilty of the offenses that we have charged. Thank you very much.
We are waiting. That's another ongoing issue. We are watching. There's so much stuff that we heard in courts right now. Every time there's listening, there's court, but we are not seeing anything. Why? You're trying Ken Ofori atta. Massa. Look, the last issue at Ofori, when Ken Agyapong was talking, he mentioned some amazing things. He said Agenda 111 was nothing but a bathtub of corruption. What can you?
Agenda 111, Mumisa Wom, Saba Kukrom Ria. They sold Obiti contract now I got home. Watching 10%, any panic to me. We are moving about the criticizing and this one. So I'm going to say you man, not building Agenda 111, one more year, I won't put on. Please, I am Ghana. And then, we are not sorry, Bamuko Hospital already. We have to be fair to Ghanaians.
We see Agenda 111. All the contracts were sold. People bought those contracts. I mean, folks, listen to me. If Kennedy can say this, and he is the chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee.
I was the chairman for Defense and Interior.
And if he is saying that the whole Agenda 111 was nothing but a quagmire of corruption, a quagmire of deceit, a quagmire of decadence, he is saying it too. Me, I don't know. He was at the front row, chairman of the Defense Committee, whatever. Okra, front row, on Oka. So I'm saying we are so engaged in bring Ofori atta down because we're DSika. We are so preoccupied with bring Ofori atta down that Kennedy, a very important figure, whether we like it or not, in the politics of Ghana, a very, very, very important first figure, can open his mouth and declare that this whole Agenda 111 was just a quagmire of corruption. It was a minefield of corrupt deals, and the contracts were sold to people.
Agenda 111, Mumisa Wom, Saba Kukrom Ria. They sold Obiti contract now I got home. Watching 10%, any panic to me. We are moving about the criticizing and this one. So I'm going to say you man, not building Agenda 111, one more year, I won't put on.
Hello, Attorney General, UTB. Did you hear some? Deputy Attorney General, did you hear some? OSP. Respectfully, did you hear some? That's my problem. So all I'm saying is that while we are waiting for Kennedy, and there's so much talk about bring Kennedy, yeah, train. In the meantime, on the side, we are hearing of bloody corruption. I'm calling it bloody corruption because then small corruption. Agenda 111. What happened to it? Those who were in the front row seat says not even one was complete. The whole thing was an avenue for corruption and loot. Contracts were sold. Massa, Minister of Justice and Attorney General, did you hear this? I don't know what your terms of reference are as an Attorney General, but as a layman, I would think that if such an important revelation has been made by an important figure in the country, the least I would have expected was that, call him. Charlie Ken, come, sit down. I'm glad you're looking for nation building. Whoop a great channel. Give him a high five. Thank you for concentrating on building this nation and bringing out all the evils. Because it was not just an MPP matter. He actually even did indicate that his wife had got a contract of some, I don't know, $11 billion or some amount of money, and some NDC guy said, I can give you this contract if you pay 11% commission.
NDC for me, and we'll be so day. Contract, Abraham, he said, now on 11%, $55 million or per 11%. And you want to advance 7%. And so on the amount. Masa, Ghana, Ghana,
So folks heard it. You heard all the allegations. And when we're talking about fighting corruption, folks, we don't fight corruption with allegations, so we fight corruption with evidence. So the least, in my mind, the least that the AG or the Deputy AG can do is to invite Kelly to come. Kelly, these are your allegations. Do you have the evidence? And then what happens? Your responsibility now is to investigate it. You're not doing that too. Just giving updates and now for a permanent resident. Who cares? Who the hell cares that he's now a permanent resident? And so what? What are you doing with the flaming issues of corruption that are surrounding you right now? Folks, let's stop joking. Every time I say this in tree, Ken Ofori, like that is the only thing we can worry about now, and leave the glaring evidence of corruption that is all over quiet. Mr. Attorney General, your deputy, call Ken, sit down with him, investigate the allegations. That's your duty. And if your friend is saying, AG, you are not able to do it, we have a whole office, and that's the office of the special prosecutor. That is one of the reasons that the office of the special prosecutor is in place, is to investigate corruption.
The OSP model represents our best bet in tackling corruption. And upon this architecture, it is a unique and never before seen remedy designed as a cure of the inadequacies of the traditional methods we had previously adopted, which are characterized by the lack of real legal and enforcement powers and independence of action, as the model retains total control over the initiation of the conduct of investigations and the institution of criminal proceedings. Then again, the model affords political neutrality and non-selectiveness in the fight against corruption. For the first time in our history, the OSP model forcefully carries the fight against corruption not only in the province of public officers and public life, but also among politically exposed persons and persons in the private sector.
You heard this all. So, my dear special prosecutor, are you going to invite Kennedy? No, folks, let's stop joking. We've gotten to the point where I can start here and do on my show and say, there's so much corruption. I know there's corruption in the NDC. We saw corruption here. And then go free. No, the world is changing, folks. If you make allegations, back it with evidence. That's why every time I'm praising my producer, small boy, small boy, the first boy age, he can tell me KSM Patrol, I won't show this. Why? I've said the net up and down, I don't see any evidence. I said, but it's true. Everybody say, I say, no, KSM, I'm sorry. We need data. There's no evidence. And I like him because that's the kind of thinking we are going into now in Ghana. Please stop making noise and then go and see somewhere quietly. If you make the noise, back it up. My own nephew Afinyo, you are an example. You said we are waiting for Parliament to reopen because you have so much evidence that will startle Ghana and even the NDC itself. Listen to him.
When Parliament resumes in May, I'm not sure with the kind of facts we'll confront NDC with, they can ever use corruption against MPP. They cannot. In fact, very soon, they cannot talk about corruption because they will realize that they themselves.
And this is what he said. This firing shot was fired way before Parliament resumed. This was when they were in the recess. And when they came back, more shots were fired.
If there's anybody to prosecute, you know what is happening to the Met and Gold Board. The IMF has reported 9 billion cedis. Is there any prosecution? That is not mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, we are ready any day. They should bring it on. We would face them. We have every single corruption issue in this government. What has happened?
Thank you.
To the big push.
I have
Mr. Speaker, he should bring it on.
Here since afternoon.
He should bring it on, the majority leader.
You should.
And we'll see who will be bruised.
Leader, you should have mercy on me. Honorable members.
So still, that's all I'm talking about too. And that's why I think in my last episode, I praised Kennedy, said at least you have the focus on Ghana. And yeah, about party. And he said that clearly. Say it's not a party thing. Let us build this country.
I'm only thinking of the youth of this country and not entity.
That's why I give him fun. Say, Charlie, thanks for focusing on nation building. But the actual focus of nation building is the actual fight against corruption. So I beg you, Attorney General and your deputy, Office of the Special Prosecutor and the Special Prosecutor, but you haven't you heard enough? What does it take? I'm just curious to find out, say, what will somebody do will trigger you to say, actually, this one there deserves investigation. If people who are in the positions to know can publicly declare corruption that they know of, and you two can publicly be quiet, like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, then where is this country going? Where are we going with our nation building? So let me end for now, because I'm planning to come back with this and do a deeper study of analysis into the rot and our seemingly quietness. OSP, Attorney General, it's on you. Ghana is watching. Ghana is watching. In the meantime, folks, let us congratulate the Black Stars again for an amazing game. Let us wish them all well for the match against Croatia. And I still stick by my promise I've made to Ghanaians. But for folks, the victory was fantastic. We didn't score, but we played such defense that those who had 100% ball possession couldn't do anything with it. And for that, I celebrate Ghana. More of those. But and then finally, when we come and stand here and say, Ghana is back, we will mean, say, Ghana is back. Bless you.